everybody. Hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful start to their day. If you still have your morning coffee, I highly encourage you to enjoy it with me. As always, if you're coming on live, please do hop into the comments and say hi and where you're tuning in from, or hashtag live, hashtag replay. If you are watching this in on the replay, don't hesitate to tag some people, share this video, like, love, whatever reaction you would like to give this video to let me know that you resonated with it. But also, if we're not connected yet on LinkedIn, please do head over to my profile, hit my follow button, but also ring my LinkedIn notification bell so you are notified of all my content that I produce each week on LinkedIn. So, what are we talking about today? So, if you could see in the description of this, we are talking about something that for some people is easy to wrap their minds and arms around. For others, it becomes a little bit of a thorn in their side. Hey, Tatiana, good to see you jumping on. Hey, Matt, good to see you, my friend. So we're going to be talking about video content on LinkedIn. Now, what I can share with you is of all the content that can and should be produced on LinkedIn. So regular posts, long form articles, poll questions, video content ends up being the most stressful for people to do. I'm not sure, again, it could be a fear of showing up on camera. It could be a fear of judgment of others if I mess up. Now, again, if you're coming on live, as Tatiana and Matt have done, please drop into the chat hi and where you're tuning in from, or hashtag live, hashtag replay if you're watching this on the replay. And if you struggle showing up on video, just drop an I do in the comments below. Just so, again, I want to give everyone 3 simple and tangible things that you can do that will enable you to produce highly engaged videos on LinkedIn. Now, the great thing is the tips that I'm going over with all of you today can be made applicable not just to LinkedIn, but they can be made applicable to Facebook, to Instagram, to TikTok, to YouTube, wherever you are deciding to produce your video content to and from. You can apply these strategies, but also I will say this. These strategies can also be applied whether you're doing live video or pre-recorded or what we call native video, where you then upload it to LinkedIn. So there are 3 specific things that we need to focus on. So number 1, the way that you can start producing highly engaged and tuned into videos is plan out your content ahead of time. So for anyone that's been following me for any significant amount of time on LinkedIn, you know that I do 2 trainings every single week on LinkedIn. It gets streamed to Facebook and to YouTube at the very same time. And if anyone is picking up on the theme, I'm always doing 2 specific LinkedIn trainings per week, and I plan my content out. I plan it out. I make sure that ahead of time, I know exactly what I'm talking about. So for an example, I do a poll question on Saturdays, something I'm interested in learning or understanding or getting a better idea from my audience, which in turn I will take the highest or second highest response and I will create a live training on Monday solving the problem for the issues that people are having that they say they are in that poll question. And what I typically do is, so if the poll question revealed to me that most people were struggling with creating content on LinkedIn, what I would do is over the weekend or even Monday morning prior to going live, I would write down 3 tips of what's helped me create engaging content on LinkedIn. And I would write them down on a piece of paper, which I always do. And then I actually type them up onto StreamYard, which you guys are watching right now. So I can actually see, you can't see this on my side, but I can see my tips on the right-hand side. And what it does, it gives me guidance, but almost a flow so I don't get lost with my train of thoughts. So you want to create a plan ahead of time of what you're going to talk about. So there's a lot of people that just, they grab their phones or they just go live and they're like, well, I'm just going to talk about whatever today. The more that you can plan out your content and what you want to talk about ahead of time, the more engagement you're going to get because you're actually going to know what you're talking about instead of just going on there and just talking off the cuff. So if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the comments below. Again, if you've come on late and you're tuning in late, please do drop into the comments, say hi and where you're tuning in from, or hashtag live, hashtag replay. If you are checking this out on the replay, don't forget to share this, tag some people, like, love, support, whatever reaction you want. But please don't forget to hit the follow button on my LinkedIn profile and also ring my LinkedIn notification bell so you are notified of all the content that I produce Monday through Saturday. Now, so number 1, plan your content out ahead of time. Number 2, practice. So I have a podcast episode coming out in about a month in January with an amazing, amazing coach. Her name is Wendy Weiss. And what I can share with you is she's an ex-ballerina. And the cool thing is about her, she was sharing with me her perspective on how she correlates ballet to honing in your craft. So just say you want to get better at doing video. So she always talks about 3 phases of getting better at something. In ballet, she was saying you don't just run onto stage and start dancing. She goes, the first thing that you do is you warm up. The second thing that you do is you practice that routine. And the third thing that you do is you perform. So in essence, think about this. So planning out your content ahead of time could be your warm up. That's going to allow you to kind of see exactly what it is that you want to talk about, the talking points around what you want to speak on, so it can get you familiar with the things what you need to do. The second thing is practice before you go live. So you want to practice that routine. You want to practice it. So a great thing that you can do is just hop onto your private Zoom, hit record, and do the video for yourself. Practice what you say when you go, when you first pop onto that video. Practice the key points of what you're going to be going on. No one gets better doing a video one time. I've been producing video content since 2013, almost 10 years. And I would say thousands of video at this point because I'm doing at least 2 videos every week, which is 8 videos a month. So again, you compound that over almost 10 years, it's a lot of video that I've produced. So I've had a lot of practice. But if you're just getting started, that is okay. You have to start somewhere. You don't practice to get perfect. You practice to get better. That's what it's for. So practice. So now that you have your tips written down, practice your video. If you're going to do the video on your phone, grab your phone, prop it up, and record it a few times. See what you sound like, see what you look like, see if you are understanding the key points that you're putting out there. So always warm yourself up by writing down things ahead of time, plan your content out. And the second thing you can do is practice before you go live. So if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. Again, number one, plan your content out. Number two, practice before you go live. And three, once you've warmed up, once you've practiced, and now you're ready to actually perform, and say you want to start with pre-recorded, batch out multiple videos to get better at your craft. So what does batching out mean? Batching out means blocking out maybe an hour of your day, writing down 5 or 6 different topics. Within those 5 or 6 topics, having 2 or 3 key points that relate back to those. And now you have a path to then record 3 or 4 videos, 5 or 6 videos, whatever, however many things you wrote down ahead of time. So you can use zoom.us, which is a free, video application. I think you can pre-record up to 45-minute videos at one time. But again, you're going to be doing 2 to 4 minute clips. So you just pop onto your Zoom, hit record, say, hey, everybody, and you go over your topic, give your 3 tips. You're done in 2 to 4 minutes. You hit stop, and then you hit record again, and then you do your next video. So this will give you the ability to get better every single time that you do it. So a lot of people end up having to think on the fly or try to produce content in the moment. Some people are good at that. I can produce content on the fly because I've been doing this for almost 10 years, but someone that's just getting started, batch out a bunch of your videos ahead of time. So it's going to give you more repetition and more practice. So once you have planned out your content ahead of time, as we talked about in number 1, and you've practiced a little bit of what you're going to say first and foremost, then after you've gotten that practice in, you can then batch out multiple videos to get better at your craft. And the more that you get better, the more natural engagement will roll through the content that you're producing in your videos and the ones that are getting posted onto LinkedIn. So if that is clear and that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. Also, I would love to hear from all of you. What was your biggest takeaway from today's training on how to produce highly engaged and quality videos leveraging LinkedIn? I would love to hear from you. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your day. Love and gratitude to each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.